So a bunch of Transformer product were stolen from the factories in Vietnam and bought up and brought to some Singaporean collectors that are now selling on eBay, and they have posted a bunch of images on the Chinese message boards and everything like that. And we end up getting our very first look of potentially the next Target exclusive Dead Autobot Shuttle 2-pack. So back in July of 2023, we had that Target exclusive Buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series 86-24 BB Ironhide, which was a Voyager class, and 8620 BB Deluxe Prowl. And that was a little 2-pack, had a Prowl and a Ironhide that were retooled and resculpted to remake their death in the Autobot shuttle scene. It sold for about $54.99, which was a pretty good price at the time for a Voyager and a Deluxe. And that was that. But the question was, were they going to finish the other two Autobot members? And lo and behold, we have today at least one half of that in the Ratchet. So we got our very first look at it, multiple angles, really good comparison photos of how it looks compared to the Studio Series 86 vanilla Ratchet without the battle damage on it. It's very clear that all they pretty much did was they took that brand new chest sculpt that they used for the Ironhide version, they planted it onto the Ratchet, they gave it a brand new head sculpt with the open mouth of pain and death, and that was that. Weapons are still the same. Paint is more or less still the same. Obviously, there's the opaque for the chest and using less of a silver and more of a matte gray for the face sculpt and everything, but more or less everything is retained from that of the original Studio Series. We don't have any alt mode photos right now. We just have an extensive amount of robot mode photos from every angle and comparison photos. But if the Ironhide was any indication of how things will go about, it'll probably be the same thing. The alt mode will just have a whole bunch of OPEC solid colored windows with that brand new tooling on the front, which already makes the chest. Otherwise, everything will be the same and left untouched like the original Studio Series 1. No doubt will probably come with the same set of blast effects like the original 2-pack of the Ironhide and the Prowl, which that original set came with 2 sets of the Siege Jetfire blast effects, so these 6 pieces, and they were done in purple because that was the explosions and the blasts that happened in the 86 movie. So they're going to probably have something similar to that also plugs into the chest of this Ratchet. And the other guy. Well, then who is that other guy? Well, we have Ironhide, we have Prowl, and now we have the Ratchet here. So all that we're missing right now is my boy, Brawn. What's going to happen with that? So obviously, they're going to take the Studio Series 86-22 Deluxe Class Brawn, but how will they go about the new tooling? Brawn actually is one of those characters that it's a little debatable how he was shot because you have to really slow it down in slow-mo. So many people would always say for years, oh, he was shot in the shoulder and that's what killed him. But if you actually look very carefully in slow-mo, he gets shot through a small part of his chest and then he explodes out of his back. And then his whole back end is just completely messed up, like a shotgun shot almost. And maybe they'll do a little bit of a little pin on the chest so you could put a little blast effect there that'll use the very small 1mm peg piece. And then they'll probably use a big blast effect for the back, and you could use the 5mm peg for that one. And that'll be that probably. That's how I imagine. And of course, they'll also give him the face of pain and maybe a little bit of scuffle damage on him. Who knows how they'll do that one there with Brawn, but very interesting to see. These are going to be probably popping up very soon in the near future. The last set we got last year in July, so this maybe will probably also be showing up maybe around July or maybe even August. Again, it's a Voyager in the case of the Ratchet, and if it is Brawn, which it will be, it'll be a Deluxe. So no doubt it'll also be in the same price point of that $54.99, so you're saving a couple bucks there across a Voyager and a Deluxe with some blast effects. So that's pretty cool. Is it going to be a Target exclusive? Probably. It's definitely not going to be under the Buzzworthy Bumblebee banner anymore because that's being discontinued. But it will be something under that Studio Series 86. The Brawn will be probably called Studio Series 86-22 BB or something. The dead 2-packs, as we like to call it. And it'll come with that cardboard background of the shuttle scene. And then we'll finally have our complete set of dead Autobots from a shuttle scene. What a wild world we live in. Are they going to, in the future, then do the dead wind charger and wheeljack on the ground of the missile launcher scene? with an RC, maybe the drag him. Who knows? That'll be a 3-pack. That'd be weird. But we first need a wind charger mold first, so I guess we'd be jumping the gun there in a lot of ways. But still pretty cool. Again, I'm going to pick these up just because I like the 86 movie, and this is just some wild stuff that represents some of those extremely iconic scenes that make the 86 movie so special and gritty in that of the death of the Autobots. When we do get our first looks at the Brawn, we will talk about them here on the Transformer Slag podcast. But otherwise, let me know what you think about this. Are you excited about the set? Do you own the original one with the Ironhide and the Prowl? Or do you just want another vanilla Prowl because, Lord knows, you just want to be able to get your hands on that Prowl affordably? I'm sure you'll get an opportunity in some shape or form. Let me know what you think, guys, and we'll talk again really soon here on the Transformer Slag podcast. And as always, thank you for listening.